Hey, hello friends. Welcome to our channel SAP SD and ABAP League Support. So today we'll see about one more important option that available in request per change, that is extend scope. As we discussed in our earlier session, so once changes move to production, the NC will be completed or confirmed, and in the request per change also the status updated as an implemented. And for implemented status, we have two actions available in the request per change, that is confirmed and extend the scope. So earlier we confirmed the request per change. Now we will create a one more request per change and try to extend the scope. Fine. So instead of creating this step by step by like filling all the details like description of that change and who is that manager, I mean people manager or development manager, and the categories, cycle IDs. So instead of entering all this inputting the data one by one, I can simply create the new request for change by referring to this old one. You see, in this one, there is an option called copy. Simply click copy here. Okay, when I click copy, system trying to create one more request for change. This one, that is anyway 25403 and send new status now. Okay, again I will go for one by one step. What I will do, I will first bring it to validation by going to the in the actions, set change request to validation, and if I save this one, it will move to validation. Once it is in validation, the project manager needs to validate the request, and he has to request the requester to release, I mean approve it. So now the action with pending with project manager, the manager will open this one, go to actions and release for approval. Again save this one. Okay, it is requesting us to add the release cycle. Okay, so I will go to here, actual release. I thought that it will be copied automatically from the previous reference one, but it didn't copy. That's okay. I will add that here. Now I will try to set the action as request for approval, and I will save now. Okay, again it's saying that scope is missing. I will go to that scope tab, and here I need to add that normal change. So insert the transaction type for the change. It is a normal change, and save this one. Okay, it has been saved now. Now let me go to the details. Again, I'll go to the actions. Okay, now I will release it for an approval. I will save this one now. You see, now it has been approved by the project manager. Now it's an action pending with the requester. The requester opens this request for change and go to actions tab, and okay, so 1 second. So let me scroll down. If I scroll down, and here you see, here in that approval procedure tab, there is an option called activity. Here I need to approve it. Approve. And if I save this, approved now. Again, this will go to the project manager. The project manager should release this request for change for development. Okay, again go to actions, release for development, and save this. Okay, now you see here the status in being implemented. Now it's an actual pending with the developer only. Yeah. So for the developer has one more. You see, this intention of this video is to explain you about the option called extend scope. So in actions, we have an option called extend scope. We will get this option extend scope whenever the status of this request for change is in being implemented state. So now let's click this extend scope option. Okay, now I will save this now. Okay, now it has been saved. Okay, the when we click extend scope, save that request for change, then it will again go to the project manager. The project manager now needs to set the status as a release for approval. So let me set the status as release for approval and click save. Okay, again it is saying me to create one more scope here. So I need to go to the scope tab and insert and make it as one more normal change. It means the benefit of the extend scope is that let's assume that the changes has been moved to production, everything's done, all going good. Now the business came up with one more requirement similar to the same functionality. So in these cases, instead of creating the request for change again NC, that can be avoided by extending the existing request for change, and then the project manager will create one more normal change NC transaction type. You see, the project manager creating one more NC here. Now he will try to save this one. Now it has been saved. It will go to the again make it as release for approval. Save this. Okay, now it is released for approval. Again, it will go to the. You see, it needs to be approved. You see, if I go to this status again, it will open. You remember, right? So when it is released for approval approved by that project manager, it needs to be approved by the requester only. I will approve this and I will save this now. Okay, now it's approved. Again, it will go for that project manager. Again, go to action. In the action, project manager has two options: reset to validation or release for development. Save this. Now you see the status is being implemented. If I scroll down to the scope section, here you can observe two NC has been created. So this is the advantage of extending the scope instead of creating the request for change again and again for every NC. So one request for change can hold n number of changes, normal change, urgent or standard change. Okay, this is about how to create the request for change, how we can work in the different statuses, stages, and who will responsibility for each stages. So in upcoming sessions, we discussed about the important fields available in this request for change and what is this transaction types like normal change and what is request for change. So in detail, we can discuss about in the upcoming sessions. That's it from this video, guys. We can catch up in the next video. Bye for now.